Hey YouTube, what's up? This is Brooklyn Bounce. I'm here with chapter 2 from Anthony's Boy, The Prince of Bath Avenue. The true story behind former Bonanno family hitman Joey Calco. Written by Richard Stanley Kagan. Please be patient with me. I'm working with not the greatest equipment, and I have a vocal cord injury that I'm still trying to work with. So here we go into Chapter 2. Chapter 2, March 26, 1968, Kings County Hospital, Brooklyn, New York. Sometimes it's no big thing to be born. In my case, I didn't even know what was going on around me. My mother and father told me that they were very happy that I was healthy. My father was happy that I was a boy. I guess that's one of the things that makes fathers happy. My mother says that she didn't care if I was a boy or a girl, but it's just as long as I was healthy and had all my fingers and toes, which she carefully counted with her eyes and fingers, and that she prayed that I would grow up to be big and strong. They both loved me very much, and they say they still do. Even after I played the hand that life dealt me. Even though it was a bad hand, I played it the best way I knew how to play it. I'm sure that I grew up a lot different than what my parents had hoped for me, but still, you have to do your best to survive any way you can. You hope you can always live with honor in the decisions you make, but it's not easy. Every day you hope for a miracle which will make all the black clouds go away, and then you can see some sunshine. It will never go black dark on you again, because if it does, then you know that you're going to die. And you'll die when you least expect it. One second you're here, the next second you're not anywhere. You're nothing at all. It's just like you never existed. Death will come to you so fast you won't even be able to move as you see the bullets or the knife or the baseball bat come straight at your head as fast as a lightning bolt out of a midnight black sky. Bada boom. Okay, or maybe if you're lucky you won't see that hit at all. You'll just go peacefully away, like I sent my friend Paulie Galino away with the first bullet into the back of his head. Yeah, it's a real peaceful way to go out. A real peaceful way when you don't feel a thing and you don't see death coming at you with its cold black bony hand stretching and snatching you away from everything and everyone you ever loved. Goodbye, my friend Paulie Galino. You will always have your hook into me, and I'll never forget you. It wasn't easy, but we tried, didn't we? Next paragraph. Giuseppina Calco. He was so small and tiny, my Joey, as he squirmed around in the baby blue blanket which his father, my husband, Cologino, brought to the hospital for our third child to be taken home. He looked like he was in swaddling clothes, just like they say about baby Jesus. I had hoped that my Joey would grow up to love Jesus like Cologino and I love him, but somehow life plays funny tricks on people, and things don't turn out the way you expect them to. If my little Joey did all those things that people say he did, and I don't believe all of what people say, then he must have had a good reason to do them. I think that in the eyes of God there is mercy and compassion in heaven, and that my Joey will be alright after all. It may take a while, but I believe that Joey will be alright after all is said and done and understood. I wait to hear what he says. Still, I'm afraid that I will be forced to turn my head away and close my eyes and ears in fears that true to my little boy reality true that my little boy really did things that we told him never to do. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know if I can bear to hear the truth, if that really is the truth. They say that the truth shall set you free. But as for me, I am afraid that the truth will close my eyes and ears so that I will not want to hear any more of those bad things. But then I won't know what's going on with my Joey, and I will not like, and that I will not like either. Colloginal Calco. Sometimes on the street we hear many things in which are not true or half true. You have to learn how to pick things apart and always turn your beliefs and memories from the past as you remember people, especially how you remember your family, especially how you remember your children. I remember Joey when he used to walk around Bath Avenue where he lived in Brooklyn. He had holes in the knees of his pants from sliding into base too hard when he was playing stickball as the cars went by close enough to touch his hand. I was proud to see how good and strong he was with a broomstick handle and a pink spaculine ball. I can't pronounce that, I'm sorry. He hit it good, and he caught it good too. He ran very fast. It is not easy to be a parent. You watch your children grow up and you hold on to their two-wheel bicycle while they take their first ride. You guide and protect them. You keep them from crashing and ruining their lives, but you can only hold on so long to help them, and you have to let them go their way and you have to let them go. They are on their own. I remember when Joey took his first steps all by himself. The whole family of aunts and uncles, grandparents were so happy to see him walk on his own as he bumbled and tumbled around, holding on from one chair or one pair of strong arms helping him one chair of strong arms helping hands from one chair or one pair of strong arms or helping hands to another. We drank some red wine and had some bread and cheese to celebrate. We even sang some songs from the old country. Joey sang too as best as he could, but he didn't know the words. But still he sounded pretty good for a little kid who was first learning to walk on his own 2 feet. It is funny how some things that you learn to do are so hard at first, and then as you keep doing them the right way, they get easier and easier. Some things, like going to church and praying to God to save your wife and children. There was a time years ago when I almost forgot how to pray the way that I used to pray when I myself was a little child, in those times when I did not know how life really worked. and how you had to learn what you had to do to survive first through and first and oh I'm sorry and fight through all the bad things that could happen to you. Bad things that could and would happen to you with no warning at all. These Malakos these Malakosi could attack you at the blink of an eye if you were not careful, and you did not if you were not careful, and if you did not look around you all the time as if you were the prey and you were being hunted by evil hunters with a lupara, the restless hunter fate. You always have to be on your you always have to be on your guard and not make any mistakes with your life, because if you make just one mistake, it could get you hurt bad and can get you killed. Life was good in the old days with Josephina and I had Joey. Charlie and Josephine were the oldest. Sigismunde, who we called Sylvia, my wife said they were gifts from God because God loved us very much and we should love him back and do God's will as they teach us in church. We were very happy. It was good times when the children were young, and so were we. But those days are gone, and we are not so young or so happy anymore. But we still have our memories. Memories keep a person alive, you know. Josephine Calco, Joey's sister. Joey wasn't always a bad kid. It's not like somebody dropped him on his head when he was on a seesaw, like the one that we used to play on when we were little kids. I used to laugh when I saw him crawl around after me. We had fun those days. Yeah, times were good back then when we were little kids. It's kind of a shame that we had to grow up and watch the world and the people around it get worse. And in a lot of ways we got worse too. If we hadn't grown up, we'd still be sitting on the seesaw having the times of our lives, and nothing bad ever would have happened to us or to the people we loved. That would have been very nice. Yeah, really nice. Very nice. It would have been. You have to understand, Joey was good at a lot of things. One of the most important things he was good at was protecting his family and his friends. If one of us was in trouble or needed help, he was always there. Most of the time, it was just one hard, cold stare from his steely eyes that was enough to make a bad guy run away and be glad that he could still run or walk or just stand up. Joey always tried to avoid violence whenever he could. Yeah, Joey is a stand-up guy, and I love him very much for how he protected me when I needed him. Once he beat the living daylights out of a guy who tried to grab me off of the streets when I was 14. The guy almost died, and maybe he did die for all I know. Nobody ever saw him again, not ever. Joey is my big brother by 11 years, and he always plays, and he plays the part of the perfect gentleman. He shows love and respect for his family. And believe it or not, he still goes to confession, or so he says. Well, I'm not sure he goes. He said that one time when he was starting out in the business, he went to confession in another parish where the priest didn't understand Italian, he did that so that he could keep his business to himself and not let the neighborhood priest know his sins, because he didn't trust priests that they wouldn't rat on him or tell the whole congregation. Boy, was he surprised when the priest turned out to be Father Romano, who understood every word that Joey confessed. Joey said that when the priest gave him his penance, the priest made Joey sign made Joey the sign of the cross, and then for his penance gave Joey 2 years in a maximum security prison where he had to say the rosary every day for the rest of his life. It was like a life sentence, he said. Yeah, Joey has a sense of humor. That's part of why I love him so much. It makes me feel good to remember things like that. Good things from the past. That's all gone now since Joey got grabbed by the cops. They put him away. But he'll be out again. I know he will be then. I know he will be, and then things will be better for him and for all of us. Okay, that's the end of chapter 2. Honestly, I like his father. His father seems like a nice guy. It seems like he came from a nice family. His sister seems nice. His mom seems nice. I never met them. I'm from a little bit further away from where they lived. But it seems like he came from a nice family. But anyway, this was chapter 2 of Anthony's Boy, The Prince of Bath Avenue, the story of Joey Calco. Once again, I'm sorry for the way I sound. You know, I have vocal cord issues. I'm working on that. I'm not really working with the best equipment. Please like and subscribe, or if you don't like, hit the don't like button. That's cool too. Throw some comments if you need to throw any comments down there. And have a nice day, and please listen for my next video for chapter 3. Thanks.